Okay, continuing from the first video, basically what I'm going to do is show you now how to run multiple treatments. We have one special lead, as I mentioned, that's bifurcated. It goes into the thermal stem unit and plugs in right here, so you can do E-stem when you're doing thermal stem. So basically what we're going to talk about here is channel 3 and 4, and then we're going to pretend like there's another lead in channel 2 right here. The channel 3 is a dedicated high volt, so the only thing you can do on channel 3 is high volt, period. And it's not even really called channel 3, it's just a dedicated high volt. So really you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and high volt makes the 5 channel. So let's say we're doing interferential. So let's start from here. I'll just hit stop. So you come up to the unit, you hit IFC, which is interferential. Okay, so at that point we're going to start to work up the intensity. We're just normally right here again, you would have the conductance meter start to fill in from left to right. That means that you have a connection. But also just this is actually a good reminder here. So let's say it was on the skin and you started to work up the intensity and you don't see anything moving from left to right as far as a bar. What you'd want to do immediately is check right here to make sure you have it on the right channels. Right now I don't. I'm saying that we're running off channel 1 and 2. Actually we're going to do these 3 and 4. So what you do is you hit this toggle. When it's highlighted in green, channel 3 and 4, we're ready to go. So the intensity, we work that up. Okay, we're on IFC, as you see right here, interferential. We hit start and we're going. Now let's say we wanted to do a second treatment and we had a lead in channel 2. Okay, we would pick, let's just say it's pre-mod. Okay, the minute I hit pre-mod, IFC now takes a subordinate position down here and pre-mod's up here. Okay, so now we have to tell the system, okay, it's highlighted that it's on channel 1. It's actually channel 2 that we want to work with, so we press that. We work up the conductance and we hit start. Okay, there you go. So you're running 2 treatments at one time. You can't, I mentioned before, pause. You don't actually pause electrotherapy. It's either stop or start. If I just hit the stop button right now, it'll stop all the treatments. It'll stop IFC and it will stop the pre-mod. So basically if I went function stop right here, it just stopped what was up. That was pre-mod. So whatever's in the superior position up here, if I hit function stop, it stops that treatment. But now IFC, which was subordinate, jumps back up here and continues going. Now I only have 1 treatment going. If I want to shut that off, I just hit stop and that's it. Okay, when we're running interferential, let's go back to IFC. When you press IFC, again, it's going to ask you what channels. So we go over here, it's again on channel 3 and 4, that needs to be in green. We can choose whether it's high, low, alternating, consecutive, fixed, or a range. When you get the manual, you can go over that. I can go over that with you. But basically, this is the high end of the frequency, and we'll tell you what those parameters are. The low end, and this is alternating between high and low, consecutive or fixed. So we're going to leave it on high. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to show you, you have a choice right here where it says target. You can go sweep or target. So if I have this hooked up to a patient, I start to work up the intensity. Before I even hit the clock to hit start, I can move my finger around this mouse, and basically what will happen is the intensity on the current will go to an area where I want it to go. Most therapists though operate this in the sweep mode, okay, and then they'll just hit start, and then what it will do is it will just move through the region, okay. Again, I only have 1 treatment going, so I'll hit stop right here. Okay, now let's say we want to operate ultrasound. So ultrasound, as you know, has to be in contact with the skin at all times. It'll be a little difficult for me to film and do this at the same time, but I'm going to put the ultrasound in the palm of my hand right now. I just have it against the skin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit sound. Sound means ultrasound. Now you have some choices here. It automatically, the channels right here, it finds where the ultrasound is plugged in. Ultrasound is actually plugged in right here, and there's a certain way that it has to, this has to plug in. You don't want to force it, obviously. But you'll see, let me shut this off real quick and I'll unplug it. So basically, hold on. Okay, so the rounded top should match the shape of the round in the cutout. Okay, so it's like I don't know, an opening to a doghouse, I guess. So we'll just slide it right in there. It's plugged in. Again, I'll go back to sound. When I hit sound initially, this is what comes up. Okay, that's a little bit clear. So 1 megahertz, 2 megahertz, or 3 megahertz. This one sound head will operate in either one of these modes. So if you're doing very superficial, you want to be on 3 megahertz, and we'll talk about the penetration and all of that. The duty, we can go 10%, 20% continuous. It defaults to continuous. We can also hit the function key here to get more parameters with ultrasound. So I hit function and it expands my menu a little bit further. So basically I can go, let's say this is what I'll cover with you on the video. So the warming of the ultrasound head. So if you push this, warming is on, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back, we'll hit function button again. It takes me back to the main menu. I have to put some intensity on here, and then I will hit start, okay? Once I hit start, obviously you see it going, it's working. Whenever you remove the ultrasound head from a patient's skin, ultrasound's the only thing that you can pause. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna hit pause. Okay, so you notice it stopped the clock. When I come back to operate it, I don't hit start, I just hit pause again, and it takes off. So pause and pause, not pause and start, okay? So I'm gonna shut this off, okay, hit off. Now we're gonna cover thermal stem. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. I may have to flip this around a little bit. I'll just start a new video.